supplements. His name was Dr. Jerry Kartzinel. I contacted him and begged him to take my son as a patient. He had no idea that I had any celebrity status. He was taking me on only as a mom of a child with autism. Within a year of following Dr. Jerry's protocol and intensive behavioral and speech therapies, Evan recovered from autism. I learned that not all kids recover, but most of them improve dramatically from treatment. And I learned there are simple things we can all do to prevent this from happening in the first place. Since I began this journey, I have spoken to nearly 100,000 moms face-to-face and have received letters and emails from around the world. We all have the same story of how our children regressed into autism. How could I possibly stand back from this day forward and be a witness to what's happening to our kids in our lifetime? I can't. I walk through grocery stores and airports where mothers approach me with tears in their eyes as they talk to me about their autistic children. The day Evan had that seizure and went into cardiac arrest, I knew that I had a mission in this lifetime and I wasn't going to stop until the calming energy was right. Everything is going to be okay. That's my mission now, to make sure all of our children are going to be okay. Introduction. Jerry Kartzinel, M.D. My wife and I had 3 very healthy boys, but felt that one more would complete our family. We decided to adopt a special child who may have had a difficult time being adopted due to the fact that his biological mother was a drug abuser. I knew there were going to be medical problems just because of her methamphetamine, along with other substances, usage, but I'm a pediatrician. Who would be better suited to take care of a child with this kind of background? We wanted to be, in some small way, helpful to this world. It reminds me of the story where there were thousands and thousands of starfish that had just washed up on shore, and this little boy was on the beach throwing each starfish that he could back into the water. A man came up to him and said, "Son, it's not going to impact this whole huge beach. This is not going to have any effect on this big group of starfish." And the little boy looked at him and said, "You might be right, but it affects this starfish." And he threw it back into the ocean. I know I can't take care of all of the world's children, but I can take care of at least this one. Joshua is our starfish. Joshua was developing and thriving normally until I gave him his MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. You see, as a pediatrician, I felt it was very important to vaccinate children against diseases. I made sure that Joshua received in a timely manner all of his vaccines, starting right after birth with the hepatitis B vaccine. He was around 4 months of age when he started getting ear infections, rashes, and even required a spinal tap to make sure he did not have spinal meningitis. He was really sick, and all of this followed his 4-month vaccines. I was still clueless that his immune system was slowly breaking down. His ear infections continued to come and go. Then, at 14 months of age, while he was coming off of an antibiotic, I gave him his MMR. Over the next 2 weeks, he lost everything. My wife was the one who saw the change. She said, "You know, he's not been the same since you gave him the MMR." I gave the typical male response, "What?" And then I started to think about it and realized that she was right. This was 1997. I had no clue this was autism. Pediatricians in general had no clue. Very little was written about these kids in the early 90s, and certainly nothing had been written in the 80s. Josh developed some serious medical consequences following the MMR. He had large amounts of foul-smelling diarrhea going up his back and down his legs. He lost eye contact. He no longer listened, and his nights became sleepless. He also didn't respond to behavioral correction. You could not keep him out of the dog's water. There was no connection with us or with anything that mattered. He was cranky and nothing pleased him. Transitions became difficult, even transitioning from sleep to wakefulness. Over the course of 8 weeks, he lost all of his language. He developed obsessive-compulsive behavior, which was primarily the urge to look into other people's garages. So he would figure